What is up, guys? Today we're going to review a BMW E46 3 Series, quite modded, let's say that. It's a 325 2003 4-door. It's an automatic, but it has some stuff done to it. To begin with, it's actually lowered. It's on some TNs, which is the green spec, which I'm not mistaken, it's about 1.5 and 1.25. I mean, 1.5 on the front lower and 1.5 on the rear. No, 1.25 on the rear. And on top of that, it actually has built-in shocks all the way around. And what else? Yes, it has some 18-inch wheels, some ESRs, BBS LM styles, of course, and they are wrapped. Those wheels are wrapped around with some GT radio tires. The fronts are 235/40/18, while the rear ones are actually 265/35/18. And aside from that, what else does it has? It has a Canon intake. It has an X pipe right where the resonator used to be. It has been cut, and it actually they removed the resonator and they put the X pipe there. They welded on, and it has a magnephone muffler with the 3.5-inch tips, dual. And that's pretty much what it has been done to this car. I mean, as far as the as you guys can see, the interior, right, the door panels where the wood is, it has actually been carbon fiber tape. And to be honest, by looking at it, I mean, it doesn't look that bad. It actually looks pretty good. It goes with it. Oh, and the cluster, the bezel, is actually a carbon fiber M type, which it kind of gives it a sporty feel, I guess, if you want to say that. The other thing, what else? I mean, as far as performance, that's pretty much it. And I mean, I don't think there's that much of a performance that you get out of it. Who knows? But the first thing, it is quite stiff, and it's just because that's how he has come to be with the setup that it has, and the tires and wheels and stuff like that. Oh, and one more thing, bushings on the control arms, they're actually polyurethane. Polyurethane, is that how you call it? Yeah, the stiff rubber, rather than just the basic one, that the common one. It has those on it. I'm sorry. And other than that, the car seems to run pretty good. You can definitely feel that it's actually stiff, like I said. But then again, the steering, like any other BMW, especially the E46s, it does what it's supposed to do. You can feel pretty much everything, and I'm pretty sure it has to do because of the the fact that it's lower and everything stiffer. You can feel pretty much a lot of things that you wouldn't feel when the car was stock. But whoa, did you guys see that? That Mazda, and damn, that was really, really close. Okay, and we're back. So the car, the color, of course, the color is silver, titanium silver. I think that's the color that BMW names it. It's quite common, but it actually goes with the car. Especially the wheels. It's not the reason why I like those wheels, because they seem to actually blend in with the car, and they don't seem to actually stand out. When I mean blends in, just one is they're not chrome, even though they're quite wide, which it looks really nice on it. But it's just because of the fact that it's a BMW, and usually you run those wheels, so it's kind of expected, and because of that. It actually looks good. As far as the sound, you can, with the intake and the exhaust and the X pipe, you can actually hear the engine now. It breathes better. As far as performance, I mean, I'm pretty sure it doesn't make that much of a difference. And if it does, I mean, that ass dyno, the butt dyno, however you want to call it, I don't think it's noticeable, especially with an automatic. I think this car, it's more about, when I mean it's handling to what it actually does, because from a stock it does feel really different. When I mean different, I mean it's a good way. Oh, I mean the reason why I said it's a good way is because of the fact that it has been with this setup pretty much since the car was bought. So it seems to work, and I like it. The one thing, oh look, nice BRC. Well, the color is nice. Another car itself, you know. The thing with BMWs, especially this year's, the E46 chassis, which is, I know is really similar to the E36, but apparently when I did a little bit of research, the E46 is supposed to be, I don't know if it's true or not, but it's supposed to be up to 50% stiffer than the E36. But the whole point is this: even if you, because I've driven a 330. Even with 330, as far as the suspension of the vehicle itself, you can tell that it can take a lot more power. With the 330, that it actually gets out of hand, when they do, it's progressive, meaning that you can actually, I do call it progressive, and it's more of, it gives, I don't want to say it gives you more aware, but because of the fact that it doesn't really snap as quick as older cars. That's the other cool fun thing about it, that you can really do a lot of stuff, take it to the limit, and you don't have to worry. You don't have to worry because of the fact that the engine will not overpower the chassis, unless it's raining. You know, that's a whole different story. And actually, depending on the tires as well, it does feel solid. Although for the miles, I mean, it's a 2003, so it's an average as far as the mileage, and it seems like it has actually aged pretty well. And the other thing I have come to notice, that they have become really affordable. So 5 years ago, if you wanted to get a car like this, even a 325, a really nice one, you were looking at 6, 7, 8. A really nice one would be 10. The 330s, I don't know, throw another 2 G's on it. Especially if the 330 was a CHP, you know, this that version that they had on 03 and 04, I think. You had that, you cannot throw another 1,000, 2,000 to it. So the whole point, if you want to get a 330 or 325i 5 years ago, it was affordable, but not as affordable what it is right now, which is it could be at the 2, 3, 4,000, depending how many miles. And that's a cool thing about it, because it makes it affordable. You can actually have a rear-wheel drive 4-door. I mean, I like 4 doors. I mean, I know a lot of people would definitely go with the 2 doors. That's fine. They can go with whatever they want, you know. But I don't know. I just think you get a lot for what you pay for. And I think that's what's great about it. And I know that soon enough they're going to pick up as far as the people getting there. Look, there's another one, a red one, a 2-door. And they're just starting to be everywhere. And I know it's not even close to it, but it's going to become kind of like the Miata. What I mean, that back then, like 10 years ago, the only rear-wheel drive cheap car that you could have bought, it was a Miata. That it was a rear-wheel drive 4-cylinder. But now that you can get your hands on something like this, it just opens the opportunities to do a lot more stuff to it. Okay, we gotta make up. There we go. We got the green light, and let's see if we can open it up right here. Let's see how it sounds. Pulls. And you know what? I do want to say one thing about the U40. I'm pretty sure people know it, and if they don't, well, there it is. These days, if you ever get an automatic car that has what they call the semi automatic, or not semi-automatic, Tiptronic, where you can actually, it's a full automatic, but you can shift gear, but just tapping up and down on the shift or paddle shift. But a lot of cars that has that, people has complained that even if you go into manual mode, you, like if you rev it up, if you try to rev the engine and try to shift it, like the vehicle itself, the computer doesn't allow you, and it actually shifts it for you before you even hit the red line. And so it's not really a full manual mode, it's still kind of like half of manual mode, if you want to call it that way. But the thing is this, with the BMWs, if you put it actually manual, let's say this is fourth, this is third, and let's say I step on the gas and I let go, see, it stays on gear, so you can step on it again. See, on the other hand, if you would have done this to like, and I've seen it before because I've done it on a Ford Mustang or on a Camaro or stuff like that, and I think even on some 350Cs and stuff like that, the vehicle doesn't allow you for you to keep it on high rev for so long, and it actually shifts for you. And on this, you don't, the car doesn't, it lets you do what you want to do, which that's cool, you know. At least it gives you the feeling that you do have control of the manual shiftings, you know. But hey, it is what it is. That's one thing I do want to put on the video because it's actually amazing, and he actually pulls. Let me do one more. Fourth, I'm gonna pull to third. Real nice. We're gonna make a left. We're gonna see if we can find a nice road where I can do something, you know, because this is the main road and there's a lot of cars. I myself love BMWs. Oops, sorry. Try to go real quick. There's a bus. Well, final thoughts on the e46 3 Series. Well, there's the 2 doors or the 4 doors. Not that big of a difference. I like it. I think I really do. And I have come to see a lot of people starting to focus on these cars as well, as far as doing mods, because back then you really couldn't do one. It's not that you couldn't do anything to the engine to make it go faster, just that there weren't a lot of people that actually did that, got their hands dirty as far as what the engine is capable of. There was a lot of rumors that let me put it back in drive mode. There was a lot of rumors that the block itself and certain stuff that were similar to the N54, that one that comes to the E90. That I'm not saying you could just bolt on everything from the 335 onto the, no, that the block itself share a lot of similarities. I don't think about the head, but as far as this, because of the fact that the block is what it actually takes the I mean, I know the head too, but the block is where the pistons are, you know, where the power comes from. That it was similar, so maybe they were saying maybe the structure itself, the metal, the content, the strength, it was similar. That maybe if you do some mods, might be able to take certain power, maybe not as much as the N54, but at least something. But not a lot of people actually went and did something with the with this E46s. But it is what it is. There's nothing we can do. Actually, well, there's a lot you can do about it now, and hopefully with time people would actually bring a lot more things out for it, because I think this is a really good platform for someone to have fun. Well, anyways, that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you guys liked the video, and till next time, peace. Car. It's a really, really good car.